How are you feeling? I'm tired. Okay, let's get this better. Hello. I'm tired. How are you feeling? I really want to record this video now, but it's an unbelievably long video because we're talking about the steps to owning your own home, which is a wonderful topic, but it's long. And I didn't get into the nitty gritty of the topics. I can do that over other weeks. It's super high level, so let's give this a shot. I have a reminder that I have a meeting in half an hour. I'll make that. Okay. Again, 10 steps. So let's start. Step 1, get pre-approved. So getting pre-approved for your financing can mean that you are not going to be disappointed when you go shopping for your house, find one that you love, go to get pre-approved and find out, oh wait, the bank or whoever won't approve you for that much and you can't have it. So to save the heartbreak, I do highly recommend getting a pre-approval. I do recommend using a mortgage broker. They can check multiple funding sources at one time, and usually if you have preferences, they're pretty good about listening to those. For example, the HIT and I wanted a bank for our second mortgage specifically, so our broker was able to find that for us. Yes, that's my leg. I'm all up here and comfy. Step 2. Find a realtor. So make sure that your realtor is someone that you trust and that you like, because you're going to be spending a decent amount of time communicating with this person and working with this person. I recommend that you speak to your friends and family and find out who they used and who they would recommend, because chances are they know you well enough to know who you would like. Step 3, find a lawyer. So when you're getting all of your recommendations from a mortgage broker and realtor, get the lawyer at the same time. They don't play a role at this stage, but they do play a key role making sure that there's no surprises when you do go to close the deal. So make sure you find someone good. Step 4, decide on a neighborhood. So, your house can be improved and renovated, but your house cannot be physically moved, barring extreme expense. So look at the nearby amenities, the parks, the schools, the transportation, and think about, kids in the future and are you able to raise them there? So most mortgages will lock you in for a 5-year rate, meaning even though I don't have kids now, I am looking 5 years out. Okay, I think I'll have kids then. So when we chose this house, we did choose it with children in mind. So keep in mind your milestones. Step 5, create your list of must-haves and have-nots and your upper limit. This is probably one of your most important steps. So provide your realtor with a list of things you have to have. Do you want a garage, a fenced-in backyard, a large kitchen, a certain number of bedrooms and bathrooms, blah, blah, blah. Providing all of that detail to your realtor can really, really help them to find the perfect house for you. Your upper limit is your absolute top price. Do not match your pre-approval. Your pre-approval is usually the amount of money that you can technically afford, but you're going to be house poor. So there's a lot of mortgage calculators online, and if you go on, you can put in the price of the house, the interest rate you think you're going to get, the number of years, calculate out the mortgage payment bi-weekly or monthly, whatever you prefer, and put that into your budget. So if you plug that into your budget, you do all of your other expenses as well. Make sure that this is a number that you're comfortable with, and that is the key word, comfortable. Make sure you leave enough wiggle room for things like property taxes, which is something a lot of people get shocked by when they come up. Property taxes, repairs, and unforeseen circumstances. So make sure you've got, enough there. Also, keep in mind that depending on your financial situation, you're going to have to put anywhere between 5 and 20% down on the house. So can you afford that? Do you have that money? You cannot borrow. That's the one thing with a lot of mortgages, is you can't borrow those funds. But there are creative ways to get around that if there is someone willing to lend it to you. So for example, my parents lent us the money or gave us a gift and signed saying they gave us a gift of our down payment for our first house. But then we did repay them using a line of credit and then paid that off ourselves. So we were able to do it that way. And keep in mind that a lot of us, when we're buying a house, have these great expectations and no real idea of what houses cost. So if you tell your realtor, these are all the things I want, but this is the budget I want, and they tell you it's unrealistic, don't get upset. They're probably telling the truth. Take their feedback and prioritize your must-haves. So come up with what is the most important things for you. Step 6, start the hunt. Yay, this is my favorite part. So you could end up loving the first place you see, or you could go through 20 places and, none of them will really feel like home, but you will find one. Don't get discouraged and don't settle. This is a big decision, but share your feelings on the houses that you're having with your realtor. This feedback can really help them to hone in on what it is you're looking for. Step 7, make an offer. So you found the perfect house. Now it's time to make an offer. Based on their experience, your realtor will suggest how much they think you should put in. Listen to them. They know what they're talking about, but also listen to your gut. Do you really think this house is worth what they're saying? So keep in mind that a lot of people are not putting their houses up on the market for, expecting to get that price. They're expecting to have a little negotiation room. And in the offer process, pay close attention to the conditions on your offer. Most common are conditions on financing and inspection. Financing means that you will be formally approved for the cost of the house, and inspection means that you're given the opportunity to bring in an inspector and look at the place top to bottom to make sure there's nothing wrong, that there are going to be no surprises. Should your financing fall through, or your inspector finds an issue that you're not willing to negotiate, a deal or money back on, you can get out. So that's always nice. All right, step 8 is the actual inspection and the finance approval. So bring in the inspector and have them check every corner of the house. This can be someone that your realtor recommended or that you hear about through friends and family. Don't hesitate to ask them questions about what they're seeing and point out some areas of concern. You want the clearest picture you can of the condition of the house at this stage, because this is your chance to walk away if there's anything really wrong. Now, what if something does come up? You have options. So, for example, when we first bought our first place, we were told there was central air conditioning, and when we came in, the inspector said, no, there is absolutely no central air conditioning in this place. So our options were to A, walk away, or B, negotiate. So you can negotiate that they will, say, install central air conditioning, that they will give you money back, or that they will reduce the price of the house. Just make sure that you are happy with whatever it is that you decide. As for finance approval, this is where you're going to sign on the dotted line for interest rate, frequency of payment, your number of years. If possible, I suggest bi-weekly over monthly, because this actually reduces the amount of time you'll be paying it off. Step 9, lawyer up. So you have your financing, the inspection's done, you're ready to waive your conditions, and now you've officially bought a house. So this is where your lawyer comes in for the paperwork and the collection of your down payment. So again, ask your questions, make sure you understand everything that you're signing and that you're agreeing to. And step 10, enjoy! You're a homeowner! Yay! So that's my super lengthy description of how buying a house works. There are different steps for different people. If you're buying in the country, for example, you're also going to want to get things like septic inspected and whatnot. I do have recommendations in terms of people that I would go with for mortgages, for lawyer, and for realtor, and I'll put those in the description down below. Check them out. They're not paying me. These are just people that I've used and that I had really good experiences with. So thank you for tuning in. I would tell you what we're talking about next week, but I haven't decided yet. So it'll be a surprise. Tune into the F Word next week, and we'll see you then.